I'm no genius like Johnny when it comes to hockey numbers, but wrapped up is a good way to put it. 59 points in 70 games. Ryan Strome has found a home. Era. A little bit of rapping right there for you. I spent the whole day working on that, Ryan. Hey, congratulations to you and to the Rangers. Why has it been such a good fit for you as a Broadway Blue Shirt?
I think, a little bit of multiple things put together. I think a lot of it's got to do with my play and confidence and stuff like that. But I think at the same time, the Rangers have given me an opportunity to play and to play with some pretty good players and play more minutes than I've ever been used to in all different situations. So, me and my dad were kind of joking about it, but when you're on your third organization and you got a lot of young guys on the team, it's amazing how much different you're looked at by the staff and the management. And I think just to be viewed in a different light by, a fresh set of eyes has helped a lot. And it's been a good relationship so far.
You mentioned those talented teammates, Artemi Panarin being one of them. You got to play them an awful lot. Now, just because you're a good player and he's a good player doesn't mean it's always going to work. At what point do you know, we got something going here, I get what he wants to do, it's going to be a good fit?
Yeah, I guess you never really know how anything's going to work out. I didn't really even expect to be playing with them that much when we signed him in the summer. I was just like, this is going to make our team better. This is great. But, I think in the NHL now you see a little bit of a balance. And to split up him and Zibanejad, Zibanejad's line was so good all year. And then for us to kind of come together and click really helped. I think just having a bit of a dual threat for teams to go against was a nice mix for our coaching staff and our team. And, obviously a guy like him just makes so many plays, I think. He plays the way I probably have always wanted to play and probably the way I played in junior hockey, just a ton of give and goes, a ton of cycling, a ton of puck movement. I think with him, it's there's so much, when you get comfortable playing with a guy like him, it helps a lot. I think he's a guy that really relies on instinct and knowing where you're going to be. And when we were able to gain that a little bit, I think we had a lot of confidence and a lot of success. And it was a great year. And, hoping to keep things rolling here for a few more years.
You said fresh set of eyes. We remember you going 5th overall in the draft. The fact that you played 4 minutes more per game, what did David Quinn see in you and help really develop in you that allowed you to flourish the way you did this year?
Yeah, the 4 minutes a game is a good point. You go from a 15-minute-a-game guy, playing kind of second power play, a little bit of penalty killing here and there, and then you go to a new team, like I said, a new set of eyes, and they needed when we traded Kevin Hayes at the deadline a year and a half ago, I think the opportunity for me to play more minutes was there, and I think I just took the ball and ran with it. Playing on the PK in the first power play unit all year and being relied on in a lot more situations as a bit of a leader and a guy that's seen a lot, had some ups and downs, and I just feel like I could help, in a lot of areas in the team, and they thought the same thing. And this, like I said, it's been a good, healthy relationship, and he showed a ton of confidence in me, a ton of faith, and he's still hard on me, and he's still challenged me to be better. And there's definitely some behind the scenes where he's getting all over me, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I think a coach that's hard on you, but also puts his trust in you has been positive for me. And like I said, I think this is a great opportunity for a couple more years for me to keep growing and our team together. And I think we've got a pretty good thing going here.
When the coach is hard on you, it means they care.
Yeah.
It means you're important. So you're happy to have that as a player. Now, you mentioned time to grow. You're around for a couple more years at least. Where do you take your game from here? Had a great year last year. What do you try to work on during this offseason? What's your approach going into next year?
Honestly, I think one of the best advice I've ever gotten in my exit meeting this year from our coach and GM was, I probably had 75% of my games were good games, maybe 80%. And then the other 20%, they really felt like I wore it on my body language and in my results. And I think that they want me to just take those 20% of the bad games and just try to make them manageable games. You're not always going to score every night. You're not going to get a point every night. You're not going to contribute. But, there's ways to contribute defensively and with face-offs and being a good teammate and a leader. And I think that was a really good one of the most interesting things I've ever heard in an exit meeting. I think really rang true to me, and I think that's something I'm going to just look towards. I think, being a guy that scored a lot of points this year for our team, it's you go out in a game and you want to score and get assists, but there are other ways to contribute. And as a guy that's relied upon in different situations, I think it's important to remember that. And not every night's going to be pretty, but you got to find a way to win hockey games. And when you're counted on, you got to bring your A game every night. And I think that's the next step in my maturity. And I think I'm in a great spot to, take that next step.
You make a really good point there, Ryan, and you were a gifted elite-level scorer before getting to the NHL, although you haven't always scored at a ton at the NHL level. How hard that can be for players who, because generally everybody's a scorer before they get to the NHL, to realize that you can be a good player without scoring? Like, maybe just, elaborate on that challenge when you feel like you want to do it, you think you can do it, but when you're not and not getting points affect the rest of your game.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I learned maybe the hard way. I think being traded in Edmonton, playing behind Draisaitl and McDavid, everyone's judging you on goals and assists, but I think the coach there, Todd McClellan, put me in a PK role for the first time in my life, and a third line center, and kind of just rely some stability in the bottom six. And, as much as I think that I have more in my game than that, I think it really helped me grow as a person and a player, realizing that there are other ways to impact the game. And if you're not scoring, what are you doing type thing? And, you're not going to score every shift, but you can go out there and make a difference, like you kind of mentioned. And I think my time in Edmonton allowed me to realize that and grow from that. And now getting a chance in the top six to take that next step, I think I can combine all those these career experiences I've had and bundle them together, I guess you could say. And it's been like I keep saying, it's been a good relationship in New York, and a lot of positives. And I wanted to kind of see it through, and I'm really happy to have 2 more years to continue to grow personally and as a team.
And the organization sees it the same way. Congratulations on the new deal.
Thanks, guys.
Right.